Welcome back to Tabletop Jason. This weekend actually makes 1 year since I started this channel. So yay for us. Today I'll be taking a look at 5-Minute Marvel. We'll go over the setup, the rules, and then I'll give some quick thoughts on the game. So you may remember some of my reviews of 5-Minute Dungeon. This game is similar, but not quite the same. So the first thing you do for setup is make some room, pick a villain. If you're familiar with Marvel, you'll be familiar with these guys. The easiest one is the Green Goblin. Level 2 is Mordock. You've got Red Skull, Ultron, Loki, and of course, the hardest villain on the game is Thanos. For this demo, it makes sense to use the easiest, the Green Goblin. So we'll just put him right down there, and we'll use, well, let's see, right there. And we'll set up what they call the mission deck. The mission deck is basically the events and monsters you defeat to win the game. So each boss has a little number there, and that's the number of these door cards. So you draw 15 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then for each character playing, and we'll do 2 characters for this demo, you draw 2 crisis cards. So you do 4 crisis cards, and then you add 2 more door cards for each. So we'll do 4 more door cards. And then you can put these back in the box. You won't need them until you play again if you want to go after level 2. You shuffle them up real good. That's one complaint I have, that these crisis cards have a different back, because it just kind of, I see why they do it. It makes it easier to sort after you're done, but it gives away what's coming. And maybe that doesn't matter, but it matters to the old Magic player in me. So these cards, as you flip them, they'll have 2 symbols. I'll show you what that means in a minute, but that's, you draw these symbols from the other deck with your character cards to defeat them. You put them over here, and now we set up our players. We've got a lot to choose from. You've got Iron Man, Black Widow, Spider-Man, Ms. Marvel, Rocket and Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, Medusa, Squirrel Girl, Captain America, Spider-Gwen, and everyone's favorite, the Hulk. We'll just pick Iron Man and Black Widow. So each player comes with 10 special player cards. Here's Black Widow's. Shuffle them up quick. And here's Iron Man's. Okay. And you plop those down next to him. Now the last thing we do is take these resource cards, they're called, and divide them evenly among the players. I don't feel like counting these out, so we're just going to kind of eyeball it, right? Okay, that's a lot of cards. So now we can get rid of the box and make some room to go over the rules. Okay, so you pick how many cards go in your hand. So it varies by number of players. So with 2 players, each one starts with 6 cards. And you just start with these. You don't start with your special cards, you just start with the resource ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Just to show you what's there. Okay, so I'm going to just leave their hands out because you really have no reason to even hide your hand from the other players. Now, those you draw later. what you do to play is first set a timer. It's called 5-minute Marvel because you only have 5 minutes to win. So we're not setting a timer here. But when you set the timer, you start the game, you flip the first card. You have to defeat each card and then get to the end to defeat the Green Goblin. You defeat a card by simply playing those symbols. So let's say we started the timer, we start playing, we see a brick house. Any number of players can play any number of cards as long as it has a symbol. If it has a multiple symbols, that's okay. That could be for one or both. But so to defeat this one, Iron Man could throw down a fist, and Black Widow could throw down a runner. So we played both cards, and that would defeat this guy. So you just throw him to the side, and he goes over there. Now, whenever you have less cards than your starting hand, so in this case it'd be 6, you can draw from either deck up to 6. There's no maximum card size, but whenever you're less than 6, you can draw whenever you want. You could, if you're playing fast and you have 2 cards, just grab 4 when you have the chance. Some people like to, as soon as you play one, draw one. It's just kind of preference. And then if you choose these regular resource cards, which are pretty boring. Some of them are doubles, some of them are singles, but they're all the basic resources. Or you can draw from the special deck, which will do more things. Some of them are still just doubles, as you see, but some are abilities. Defeat a minion. A minion would be this guy. There's different kinds of creatures you face. There's minions, goons, I don't remember the rest. We'll look. You know, this elite training counts as any one resource, so that's like a wild card. Defeated goons. Okay, so that is Black Widow's special cards. And let's take a look at Iron Man's, why not? Defeat a minion or a mastermind. Mastermind is another type of creature. Pause time for all heroes and draw. Pause time or everyone draws 2 cards. That's cool. So some cards let you pause the timer. That just kind of lets you refresh. Defeat any card with one of those on it. So you see the different characters have different special cards. And let's also talk about character abilities. Iron Man has this one. Discard 3 cards to draw 5 cards. So if you're fighting a monster and neither player has anything that can defeat the monster, you could discard 3 cards, draw 5 more, and see what happens. You can use that ability whenever you want, unless another card injures you. And if you're injured, you can't do your special abilities until you're flipped back over. There's some abilities, some crisis cards that will injure you or uninjure you, and some characters have special abilities to uninjure you. So Black Widow's special ability, she can defeat a villain unless she's injured. Okay, so they each played a card, so let's each draw a card and hit up round 2. Round 2, we've got a face bod. He is also a minion. So Iron Man could actually defeat him with 1 card. So now Iron Man draws another, and we draw another. So this is a Goons. Defeat with, that's called a runner, I believe, and a shield. Then we need 1 more runner, and it looks like Black Widow has to waste a double to defeat it. So what we could do, well, the rules are actually once you play a card, you can't take it back. But let's pretend they were communicating better, and she has a double. Iron Man's got a single, so that would defeat the card. And now Iron Man's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Iron Man's going to draw one of these just to show that you can. So now if there's a card with one of them energy deals on it, this card could defeat it by itself. Black Widow's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she'll also draw a special card, which is just another double, but that's okay. Let's do just a couple more battles. Oh, so like this, Iron Man could use that special ability and defeat the card. Now you'll want to do stuff like that because you only have 5 minutes to get through this. What am I looking at? He's upside down. A dive-bombing grandpa. It's a villain. So you could defeat this one with... I think that would do it. Now, if you get to a point where you have your hand is full, let's just say, I don't know, does that look full? Your hand is full, and nothing would defeat a monster. So let's say they didn't have anything that could defeat this. You can injure yourself, discard your hand, and that would defeat the door. So that gives you a little bonus. And then whenever, like I said, whenever you have less than 6 cards, you can draw up to 6. So how do you win? Well, you win just when you go through the whole deck, get to the end, and defeat the boss. So to defeat the boss, it would take 3 skulls, or 3 shields. We've got 3 shields, 2 of these jumper guys. So we got 1, we need 1 more jumper, and we need 2 lightning bolts. We don't have any lightning bolts, so we can keep drawing. So he drew 1, and he could draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could draw up to 6. So he has nothing there, and she's got 4 more cards. She could draw 2 more cards. Oh, there's a lightning bolt. That would do it. So when you're trying to defeat the boss, you can also use your special abilities if you're not injured. So like Iron Man could use, if he wasn't injured, his special ability and keep discarding and drawing until he runs out of cards. That makes it think it's almost impossible to lose, but it's not, because if you run out of cards, you lose the game. There's 3 ways to lose the game. If you can't beat a door or a boss, you lose the game. If all the players run out of cards, you lose the game. Once you run out of cards, let's say Iron Man, let's say we played forever and Iron Man ran out of cards. He can't draw any more cards. He can keep playing, but he can't draw any more cards. So if all the players run out of cards, you lose. If you can't defeat a battle, you lose. Or if you reach that 5-minute mark, you lose. But that is it for how to play. As far as my thoughts on it, I play 5-minute dungeon with my kids a lot, and they really like it. I think my oldest thought this one was a little more fun because you had a few more options with the special cards and the being injured to defeat a battle. I kind of preferred 5-minute dungeon because it didn't have these special cards. They were already shuffled in to the main deck. I think on that one everyone had their own deck of resource cards instead of a shared one. But the similarities are there. My only thing, I thought it would have been cool if the games would be compatible, but I don't think that's doable. But I will do a comparison video, and actually I might wait till I get 5-Minute Mystery. That's another game by this company, and then kind of compare all 3 versions. That could be a lot of fun, actually. But that is it for now. I'll be back next week with another video. So I just wanted to say thanks for watching. It's been an awesome year doing these videos, and I hope to have year number 2 be even more awesome. If you'd like to support the site and click subscribe so you don't miss the next video, that would be great. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.